we're looking at a tremendous amount of, quote, details to try to put together to hold ourselves in some kind of balance. And it's best at this point, like, I have the little handbook that I give away that people can download on my website. And that's basically saying, stay in the observer mode. This is a huge play, being manipulated by other people, and get yourself and your family into either a safe place, get your food stored up, and get yourself prepared for what's going to be the worst time that we're going to have in a long time on this planet.
Yeah, okay.
One other thing that I just said, there was a book out, it's called 1 Second After, and it's about EMFs. And what it amounts to is that they trigger off a couple EMFs over the United States. We wipe out our complete computer system. Well, this week, they also announced that one of our satellites is going to go down, and that's going to disrupt a lot of our communications by cell phones, etc., in the next 30 days. So, but the EMF will do the same thing. That'll wipe out all communications and basically bring us down to our knees. Even your car won't start, Carrie. So
I do understand that. You think that this is going to be a worldwide phenomena or just something that happens over the U.S.?
Well, I have some man by the name of Donald Rumsfeld said they're very concerned about this, and he says it's a very possibility. So the military is already winding up, although they are trying to put devices around their equipment so it'll continue to run in case this does happen. Meanwhile, there are other sources that are telling me that we're getting the military to go on high alert over here. And when you're talking about rioting and stuff, the police don't report everything. I mean, what do you got? 80,000 people in Los Angeles living in tents in the different city parks. I mean, what's going on?
Well, if they are, I haven't seen them, but then, maybe I don't drive down that way.
It's safe.
But well, it's very interesting. Well, George, we have another guest today, but I really appreciate you coming on in this short notice. People should know that George just called me and I asked him if he would come on and do us a favor and just sort of talk about the world situation economically, just briefly. George has a banking background in his past, and are you still consulting with places like Panama and so on?
Yeah, I am. As a matter of fact, I just got you calling down on what's going on and the changes in South America because they're trying to create their own currency, as you know. People can visit my website, nohoax.com, and I have a lot of stuff up there. And we just changed it. We'll be putting a lot more of the blobs on, like everybody's doing. So I'm working on that too, Carrie, and I know you are also. And hey, we love you and all your crew out there to try to help get the word out to the people to get ready.
All right. We thank you very much, George, and you take care. All right.
I will. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. So that was George Green, and he was gracious enough to come on the radio with us and share his view of the economic situation as it's rolling out at this minute around the globe. Obviously, a lot of this is already in the news, but he was we just went off the air. Hello? Okay, I don't know if I'm still on the air or not, to tell you the truth. Am I on the air? I'm still in the air. All right, that's interesting. Okay. At any rate, I wanted to share with everyone that we've had a lot of changes on our website. Our entire server farm went down, if such a thing is possible. It sounds really extreme. First, they were moving, and that took, we had downtime on there. And then all of a sudden, every server quit. Don't ask me. I don't even understand the whole thing. But it's all repaired now. Our sites are back online. There may be some glitches along the way. If people are having trouble downloading various files and so on, especially from the Camelot library, I would really appreciate an email, especially to our webmaster, Tommy, and at ProjectCamelot.org. That is our webmaster, and he's been doing a great job. By the way, I want to say happy birthday, Tommy Hansen. I think today is your birthday, so I'm just saying happy birthday over the air to you. And anyway, I've been releasing a lot of interviews lately. So if you haven't been to our webpage or and checking out my blog lately, you really need to do so. On my blog, I am talking about some really important developments that are happening over Giza, and that's pretty bizarre. I don't know. We don't have confirmation beyond one source, which is a military source that is communicating with us at this time, and I basically posted exactly what they had to say on the blog. The idea is that there was a heat signature twice in the what they call the top chamber of the Great Pyramid, which is above what is normally thought of as the top chamber, and that there was a being in there. Otherwise, there would be no heat signature. Supposedly, that room or that area is off limits, and that's my understanding. And so if the being was there, I actually did a remote viewing and saw a being in there. So, and I put that on my blog as well. Take that for whatever it's worth to you. And I have another source that I'm tapping to find out if there's any validity to this information, but it sounds very possible. What they are doing, we don't know. There is a Stargate in the Great Pyramid. From what I understand, I thought it was shut down and or taken over by the dark side. So I don't have clarification on that right at the moment, but that was my understanding. It's something to be aware of. There's also a lot of illegal digging going on in the Giza Plateau at the moment, and a lot of deep in the dark of night. I've been interviewing a team of people, including Bill Brown, who is a well-known archaeologist working over in digs in the Giza Plateau, and he's known to people like Zahi Hawass and so on. But this team has been reporting the illegal digs and showing photographs of them and so on and so forth. In fact, they have a whole little movie that they're going to be releasing quite soon that shows much of the desecration around Giza and Egypt. It's really amazing. People even buy houses and then basically desecrate their houses and dig into the ground from there, trying to become rich quick by discovering priceless artifacts and then selling them on the black market. So that has been going on in Egypt for quite some time, obviously, but it seems to be reaching something of a crescendo. There is a lot of digging going on in the vicinity of the Sphinx, and apparently there will be, it was prophesied that at this time the library under the Sphinx would be discovered. And I don't know whether that's happening or not. They call it the Hall of Records. It's very likely that if it's there, it's already been discovered, I will say. However, they're still digging there and they're doing all kinds of craziness. And they're also supposedly, according to a film that I saw recently with Zahi Hawass, saying that they're finding groundwater is rising under the Sphinx, and so they're supposed to be doing certain things to try to prop it up or whatever, or save it in some way. They're sending down these tunneling devices to look for water, and anyway, that's all on YouTube. I think it's a very suspicious activity personally, and I understand that the Giza geomatrix people also think that this is a subterfuge. What they are trying to cover up and why they are doing it in that way, I don't know. So that information, there is some information, as I said, on my blog from a source, and I encourage you to go there. On top of it, we did get a report. There was some kind of a special forces attack in Tehran, but I don't know anything more about that. And I had a source that talked about 7 days in May. We're not done with May, so I don't know exactly what they were referring to. If they were, it could have been the movie, actually the book, as I say on my blog, which they were referring to a time when there was a coup within the United States government. So it is possible that we're having another one. I think there's no doubt that there was a coup during the time of the Kennedy assassination. So if